All right, let's be honest for a second. Cheap drones like this look amazing on Amazon until you get them home and you start to play with them and you fly them and they fly like they're a drunken mosquito. Well, this one actually surprised me. This one is actually packing some features that I really didn't expect at this price point. I mean, we're talking GPS, return to home, obstacle avoidance, a built-in screen on the controller so you don't have to drain your phone battery, and supposedly an 8K camera, but we're gonna test that out. Now, if you've ever wanted a drone for like RV trips, camping, adventures, fishing spots, or just spying on your new neighbors, I mean, checking the weather, this might actually be a fun thing. Now let's get this up in the air and see if it belongs in the tree or belongs in your kit. Before we get it up in the air, I just want to show you what you get inside of this kit. Obviously you get your controller. Now this is a awesome controller because it has a really large view screen that is really, really clean. You'll see that in a second. It has a attachment piece to that screen right here where you can actually hook your phone up to it and fly it with your phone. This comes in really handy when you're doing waypoints or if you want to download the footage directly to your phone as well. This comes in super handy. To connect it to your phone, you're going to use one of these connectors right here. It has all the different types of connectors, USB-C, Lightning, and a micro USB-C. Sometimes if you want an older phone that you just have lying around the house and it doesn't have service, but you want to dedicate it to your drone, that's why they give you the older attachment. Then you're going to have charging ports, charging cables. It's all USB-C. Everything here is USB-C to charge it up. Extra propellers, which always comes in handy because you never know when you're going to need that. Obviously the drone, and then what's really cool in this kit is that they give you 3 extra batteries. So you got 2 extra batteries here plus the 1 battery that it comes with. To get the battery out, it's super easy. You just pinch these right here and pull it out. Again, battery life on here is going to be about 30 minutes. So you got 90 minutes of runtime right out of the gate. A couple things that I want you to know. It's not super easy to get it to fly right out of the box. It's not super difficult either. I'll make that little learning curve, just flatten that out as possible. So right here, this doesn't come attached. You can attach it. This is your obstacle avoidance right here. Now, as you can see, your camera for obstacle avoidance is only forward. So if you're flying it backwards, you're flying it to the side, it's not going to have obstacle avoidance all the way around 360. So only when you're flying it directly. And the other thing that you need to know with obstacle avoidance is you actually have to turn it on when you're in flight. So kind of like your pre-flight checklist. Now, if you're flying it in an open field like I am today, maybe you don't need it, maybe you do. What I've noticed to make things easier is you always want to turn the drone on first, power that up, you hear that? And then turn your controller on. I love the fact that this is USB-C, by the way, and not batteries. I can't stand controllers that give you batteries and not charge. So now, these will sync, but they're not calibrated. And what I mean by that is that it's going to find satellites in the sky, it's going to GPS position itself, but you need to calibrate these two together. Now, it's not going to fly for your safety if you don't calibrate. However, if you are flying indoors, it's not going to find GPS, and I'll show you how to fly it indoors. If that's your need to fly it indoors, you can do that without calibration. So the first thing you're going to need to do is calibrate it. As soon as you hear that beep, that means that the drone and this, I can see. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can actually see that the monitor is lighting up, the camera is on, everything's good that way, but I need to calibrate. In order to calibrate, you're gonna press this little button right here that looks like a satellite. So, hey, it's not GPS, it's a satellite. So you're gonna press the thing that looks like a satellite. You're gonna wait for a second, and then you're going to rotate the drone clockwise until you hear a beep. Once you hear that beep, then you're going to rotate the drone downwards until you hear that beep. All right, to get your obstacle avoidance on, you press this button right here. It kind of looks like a circle with the things going out, right there. And then lastly, if you are flying it indoors, you're gonna press this GPS and hold it until the GPS signal becomes blank. Then you don't need to calibrate. If you're flying it outdoors, you need that GPS signal. And it is a little bit breezy here today. It's a little bit windy. So I'm gonna show you how it does handle in the wind. Now, you're not gonna fly this in gale force winds, but it's probably about a 10, 11 mile per hour wind that we're having right now. So in this open area, it does just fine. with that wind resistance, but it is a little bit windy. So we'll see, maybe we'll get some currents up in the air, and we'll see the stabilization of the camera as well with the wind. I think that's a really good test for us. So now that we have it all configured and calibrated, the next little thing that I like to show you is I kind of like to let it lift off of its case right here. Because when I put it on the ground, if there's weeds or there's grass or there's tall grass that these blades hit, sometimes it can stop the blades from spinning as a protection, and I don't want that to happen, so I just put it on its case right there. All right, so once you unlock it, you are good to go. You can fly it up. And what I kind of want to show you is right here, I'm just letting it hover. And you can see it's a little bit windy, but it's doing a really good job of just hovering right there. Now I'm gonna go forward. With my left thumbstick, I'm turning it around. Now, one of the things I will do is I will put obstacle avoidance on. You hear that beep? Just turn that on. And now I can turn it around 360, just like that. This is max speed for you. So again, this is not a really, really high-end drone. This is not you're not racing this drone at any stretch of the imagination. I would probably put this in the category of this is my first drone. This is my first drone, and I'm trying to get acclimated to it, and I don't want to go out there and spend a ton of money to where I feel like, oh crap, I just lost it, or oh crap, I just ran it into a tree, or I broke it because I don't know what I'm doing. This is a great starter drone where you don't feel bad if you got to replace a propeller on it, where you accidentally send it into the water. You're not going to be like, oh, I am out my mortgage, right? Nothing like that is going to happen with this drone. So it is a great, like I said, a great starter drone to play around with and get acclimated. Now, it does give you all the fancy features of all the bigger boy drones, right? And I don't know if you saw that, but it just got a gust of wind and blew about 10 feet. So that's why when it is windy like this and you get a gust, it's really, really good to fly it in open areas. I have obstacle avoidance on. I'm gonna show you with my hand what it starts to do when it senses an obstacle. It starts to blink. The lights are starting to blink and it says, hey, there's an obstacle here. Let's back up or go higher. And that's what it does. Now again, it's not gonna avoid any obstacles below, just gonna avoid straight on dedicated obstacles, which is great. So in order to get you to record, we're gonna press the HD button right here, and now we're recording video right there. The SD card that it comes with is only about 8 gigs, so you're not gonna get very much footage here, but we're gonna capture it actually returning from home. We're gonna press this button right here. If it does a great job, it's gonna land somewhere close to where it took off. Now remember, it took off from my case. So we're gonna see now with the wind and everything, I don't imagine it's gonna land on the case. It has before, but I'm doing a return to home right now. And what it does when it does a return to home is it's trying to track it. It's trying to pick up that signal of where the home was, and it's coming in for a landing. So let's see what it does. It's doing pretty good right now. The wind is getting it, so it's fighting that wind, and there you go. From my case to where it landed, it's about 10 feet off. And I'll take that every day of the week, especially in the wind. So it's coming back to me at about 10 feet. I love that, especially on this kind of windy day. It was pushing it around and finding the home, and it came right back down and landed within 10 feet of me. Now, if it loses a signal or it doesn't know where it's at, it's gonna automatically do the return to home, thus protecting you from having to chase your drone around. Now, again, this drone does not compete with mortgage payment drones, right? This drone is a beginner, entry-level, friendly drone. I think where this drone really lives the most is if you are afraid to take your expensive drone out over water, on a boat, anything like that, you're not gonna be afraid to take this drone out for sure, because you're gonna fly it, and if it does take a drink or ruin it, you're not gonna be breaking the bank. You can go get another one. Now, the true test of that is if you want to capture your footage, well, here's some footage that you can see, make the judgment call for yourself. Does this camera actually create usable footage for my story that I'm trying to tell? And to show you how to do this, I'm actually going to open up the app here, and I'm going to connect it to the app and use the waypoints on my phone. Okay, we got the app open, back at the starting place, and I'm going to do just a few waypoints so that you can see how that actually works. Now with waypoints, I want to go high enough to where I am not going to run into trees. So I will start the waypoints after I lift off and go a little higher in there. And as it's doing, now it's auto flying. You can see the wind up there is pretty windy. I just got a good breeze right here, but I can adjust the camera up and down still as it's going. I can't even see it in the sky and it's too bright. Says I got about 50% drone life. So this is probably the last run I'll get with this battery, and about 60%. So I think if it dips down a certain percentage, now I haven't ran it that low, but I think it'll just come back. So maybe we'll test this, but it should. It's going to waypoint 4 out of 6 right this second. I love that horizon line, that's pretty cool. All right, that beeping noise says I got low battery and it's coming home. So I didn't have enough battery to do this waypoint, but that's a good test because it is coming home. It hit 20% battery and I can see it here. So that's pretty cool. It says, you know what? I don't have enough juice to make this flight. So I'm making a beeline for home. And here it comes. That's pretty cool, actually. 20% is where that magic number is. So once it hits 20%, it says, nope, we're coming home. The last thing that I'm gonna do here is with my phone, I can actually take and transfer that footage real time to my phone. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you're just gonna come in here where it looks like a picture right there, and you can have your photos and your videos right here. So I am going to press select the ones I want right here and there, and then I am going to add them and download them to my phone. And that's how you do it. So now I can take that and I don't need to take that SD card out. I can delete them from here and it's almost once they're done being saved to my phone. And now after flying this around a little bit, testing the waypoint mode, obstacle avoidance like I was showing you, GPS, return to home, and getting some, in my opinion, some pretty solid aerial footage. After all of that, I'd say this, for a budget-friendly drone, this thing is actually way fun to fly and play around with. Now, is it gonna really play your high-end mortgage payment drone? No, probably not, and it shouldn't. It doesn't live in that category. But like I was saying before, the category that I put this in is first-time drone flyers. You don't really care if you make a mistake or two, and it gives you all the bells and whistles that you can get acclimated that when you are flying your more expensive one, you're just more comfortable doing so. And you can fly this over water, you can fly it into water, into a tree, and not feel like you've just destroyed your next house payment, right? So that's where this thing's gonna live, and you're gonna have a lot of fun doing it as well. So honestly, if you're looking to take your trips, your vacations, your RV journeys to that next level and you want to scope out the campground, this thing fits right in there with that. Once you actually get acclimated and start knowing the power of what this thing can do, every vacation is now going to turn into a cinematic movie with this drone.